What do you get when you mix strong personalities, old grudges, and a whole lot of champagne? The recipe for Potomac's most explosive fights, that's what. And honey, we are about to spill all the tea. From Karen's etiquette lessons to Mia's drink-tossing techniques, we are counting down the moments that had us all screaming at our TVs. By the end of this video, you'll be an expert in Potomac combat. Just don't try these moves at home, okay? Picture this. Karen Huger and Giselle Bryant, two of Potomac's finest, sitting down for what should be a fancy, drama-free dinner. But this is Real Housewives we are talking about. Nothing's ever that simple. Karen's got this whole grand dame thing going on, always preaching about manners and proper etiquette. Little did we know, she actually had a book up her sleeve. So there they are, all dolled up at Karen's birthday dinner. Everything's looking picture perfect until Giselle decides to sit at the head of the table. In Karen's world, that's a big no-no. Karen's face says it all. She's not having any of it. You could almost hear the gears turning in her head as she plans her next move. And boy, does she have a move planned. Here's where things get real interesting. Karen decides to gift Giselle an etiquette book. Talk about throwing shade. It's like saying, here, you clearly need this more than I do. The tension in that room? You could cut it with a knife. But Giselle's not willing to take things lying down. She starts firing back, pointing out all the times Karen's own etiquette wasn't exactly up to scratch. It's like watching a tennis match, but instead of balls, they are lobbing insults back and forth. The whole thing keeps escalating. The other housewives are watching with their jaws on the floor. They can't believe what they are seeing, but they also can't look away. Classic Potomac drama, right? Just when you think it can't get any more ridiculous, Karen drops this gem. 30 minutes late is not 3 hours late. It's par for the course if you know anything about etiquette. I mean, can you believe it? She's lecturing about being fashionably late while they are in the middle of a full-blown etiquette war. This fight set the tone for all the craziness that was to come in Potomac. Who knew proper manners could cause so much drama? But that's what makes this show so addictive. 1 minute they are sipping champagne. The next they are at each other's throats over where someone's sitting at a table. And let's be real, we love every second of it. These women take something as simple as dinner etiquette and turn it into World War III. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, and it's exactly why we can't stop watching. So next time you are at a fancy dinner, think twice before you pick your seat. You never know when you might accidentally start the next great housewives war. But hey, at least you would be giving us something to talk about, right? Karen and Giselle's attempt at a peaceful lunch turned into the most bizarre showdown in housewives history. Picture this. They are sitting at a fancy restaurant, trying to hash out their issues. You know, the usual stuff. Who said what? Who threw shade at who? But before they can even order appetizers, things take a wild turn. Out of nowhere, a mime shows up at their table. Yeah, you heard that right. A mime. At first, Karen and Giselle try to ignore him, probably thinking it's some kind of joke. But this guy, he's not giving up that easy. He starts doing his silent routine right there, interrupting their conversation every few seconds. Can you imagine trying to sort out your friend drama with some random mime making faces at you? Karen's getting more and more annoyed. She's trying to talk about real stuff here, but every time she opens her mouth, there's the mime doing some crazy gesture. The situation keeps escalating. Karen and Giselle are trying to talk over him, around him, through him, but nothing's working. Finally, Karen loses it. She can't take it anymore and yells at the mime. This is some bullshit. Who are you? I mean, can you blame her? But here's the kicker. The mime doesn't stop. He just keeps on miming like Karen didn't just yell at him in the middle of a fancy restaurant. At this point, these two proud, stubborn women who never back down from a fight do something I never thought I would see. They literally run away from the table to escape this persistent mime. Can you picture it? Two of Potomac's finest, all dolled up, sprinting out of a restaurant like it's on fire, all because of a mime. It's crazy. It's ridiculous, and it's exactly why we can't stop watching. Because let's face it, where else are you going to see grown women fleeing from a silent clown? Only in Potomac, baby. Only in Potomac. Okay, you think running from a mime is wild? Well, get ready for something that really shook Potomac, the fight between Monique and Candiace. These two used to be friends, if you can believe it, but something went wrong. They are at this winery, probably thinking they would have a nice day sipping fancy drinks. Instead, we got a whole lot of drama. It starts with words, as these things do. But then it gets physical, and I am not talking about a little hair pull. This was serious. The other women are watching in shock, probably thinking, is this for real? It gets so bad that the other housewives and even the producers have to step in. That never happens. Folks, It's one of those moments where you are watching and thinking, this isn't fun anymore. After it's all over, things just get worse. Candiace is really messed up about it. She can't even watch the episode when it airs. That's how bad it was. But this fight didn't just stay in Potomac. It got people talking about bigger issues. Wendy Osfo brought up how this might affect how people see black women on TV. But Monique wasn't having it. She said, I am no one's stereotype, and you know what? She's right. These women are complex just like all of us. Monique felt really bad about what happened. She apologized and took a break from the group to focus on herself and her family. That's some serious stuff. This whole mess got the Bravo producers involved too. They had to step in and say, hey, this is not okay. It's like when your parents have to come break up a fight at a birthday party. So yeah, this wasn't just another day in Potomac. It's got us all wondering, where's the line between entertainment and just plain wrong? And how do we make sure we are not hurting people or making things worse just for the sake of good TV? These Real Housewives shows are supposed to be fun, right? But sometimes, like with this fight, things go too far. It's about real people with real feelings dealing with real consequences. And that's something we all need to think about next time we are watching these women on our screens. So picture this. Mia and Wendy are in Miami, surrounded by sun, sand, and a whole lot of tension. They are supposed to be having a good time, but instead, they are getting into a heated argument about some business stuff with Peter Thomas. Wendy's trying to explain herself, but Mia's not having it. She thinks Wendy's dissing her husband, and let me tell you, that's a big no-no in the Real Housewives world. The other women are watching this whole thing go down, their heads swiveling back and forth. You can see it in their faces. They know something's about to pop off. And boy, were they right. Mia's getting madder by this second, that look in her eyes like she's about to explode. But Wendy? She's not backing down either. She's got that fire, ready to stand her ground. Now, here's where things get wild. Mia's had enough. She's so angry, she doesn't even think. She just reacts, and what does she do? She throws her drink right in Wendy's face, glass and all. Can you believe it? 1 second they are arguing about business. The next, there's broken glass everywhere. The other women are shocked, jaws on the floor. This isn't just drama anymore. It's dangerous. Someone could have really gotten hurt. It's moments like these that make you realize these shows aren't all fun and games. These are real people with real emotions, and sometimes those emotions get the better of them. But here's the thing, actions have consequences. Throwing a drink at someone isn't just dramatic, it's assault. It's the kind of thing that can change relationships forever, not just between Mia and Wendy, but with all the other women too. So next time you are watching and thinking it's all for show, remember this moment. Behind all the glitz and glamour, these are real women dealing with real issues. Sometimes they handle it well, and sometimes glasses get thrown. That's the Real Housewives for you. Never a dull moment, even when you wish there was. The Real Housewives of Potomac brings us some wild moments. But there's more going on than just crazy fights. These women are dealing with real emotions and complicated relationships. Sure, we see them yelling and throwing drinks, but that's just the surface stuff. Think about what might be happening behind the scenes. Maybe someone's feeling insecure or there's old drama we don't know about. It's never just one thing that gets these ladies all worked up. But Real Housewives of Potomac isn't all about the arguments. We see friendships change, women supporting each other through tough times. And yeah, sometimes they even make up after those big blowouts. That's what keeps us watching, seeing real relationships play out on screen. So next time you are tuning in, remember there's more to the story than just the drama. These are real women living real lives, and that's what makes the show so addictive. It's messy, it's complicated, but it's also real, and that's why we can't look away.